Good morning out there. It's Michael Andrew here, and we're really doing a podcast on how to get into the UFC on the business end of things. You're going to say, Mike, you haven't been to UFC? What are you talking about? I haven't, but I'm extremely competent, if not the most competent, at looking at the business end of everything. And we have Adam Q fighting this weekend in Rahway, New Jersey at 7 o'clock, and he's been training. He's been killing it. But now what does he have to do? He has to sell tickets. And this is the part of the sport that they don't tell you about. Promotion is incredibly important. It's something the fighters are not good at. So I'm just throwing this out there so you understand how to do it, because you could take a lot of different paths there, and a lot of paths lead you not to the UFC. So what I'm saying is, if you don't focus in on a promotion or get somebody else to focus in on a promotion, you're going to be worrying about selling tickets the last week of your fight. And this is common in most sports at this type of sport and this level. So you need to be able to promote yourself, because the more tickets you can sell, it's basically a gauge for them to look at you and say, well, that you're extremely promotable. You're going to be able to bring in numbers, dollars. At the end of the day, the UFC, when they put on events and you look who gets paid the most, it's not the main event a lot of times. It varies based on the weight class, how many people from the last event you see. Just an amazing fight with Dillashaw versus Barao. They didn't get paid more than Robbie Lawler. Why? Robbie Lawler's got a bigger name. He sells more tickets. He's also in a higher weight class that usually sells. The heavyweights, I think, have the highest paid contracts. It's kind of disguised on what they get. But so how to sell tickets? Well, you need to get some type of management system, and management systems can be looked at badly because it all depends on that person. Is that person doing the right things? Adam is somebody that doesn't have Facebook. He doesn't have Twitter. All he does is train. And I know he can be in the UFC because of just based on his genetic stock. His oldest brother is Vinny Q, professional bodybuilder. Paul Q, who was almost recruited by the Jets out of Hofstra at, I think he's like 5'7". And that's pretty rare that that's going to happen. But he was such an extremely talented athlete. Jose Q, jack of all trades, could do everything, and him being the youngest, so he's like me. He has 3 older brothers. All of his older brothers are super athletes, and he is a super athlete. Now, you got to put it all together for these fights, because the training is just one part. Then you're going to get there, you're going to have the adrenaline dump, and when you're not fighting in your, there's so many. The last event he fought at, and a lot of events I talk to guys, they do particular things. You got to be ready for anything. They might stall you at the end. There might be some confusion with the other opponent's weight, which happened last time, and they're like, oh, well, you're not going to fight him. He's 10 pounds overweight. And yeah, you're going to fight him. So you're going to have to be ready for anything. And then you have such a small opportunity. If you make any mistakes at all, you could lose. So you got to promote yourself, or somebody has to do the promotion for you. And for this instance, I want to sell all Adam's tickets. Unfortunately, I don't even, there's not even a link to sell them. And this is a major problem, and this is the promoter's problems. The promoter really should establish a system for them to be able to buy, from Bitcoin or PayPal. It should be available online. This event is in the Rahway Center. So Rahway, New Jersey at 7 o'clock. There's probably going to be a ton of great fights. So I'm doing this as a promotional thing. How could you find tickets to this and buy them under Adam Q? I'm guessing you're going to have to email me, Mike at CKO Trainer, and say, I want tickets in the headline. And then somehow I'll arrange it. But I think you physically have to get them from Adam. So if you're at the gyms and you want to go watch a good fun night of MMA, and you want to support the local guys and see the guys that are up and coming, that's we need to build it from there. You need the up and comers to get their time to work out their skills. I know Adam doesn't want to promote, MMA fighters don't want to promote the initiation of their careers because you're still getting the competition kinks out. You're cutting weight. You're trying to balance your work schedule. They're doing so much to sell tickets, and then to have people there is just another additional tension that you don't really want. Ultimately, you're going to have to be able to handle that and some. And I just point this out. But for the younger guys looking to do this, and like I said, I can only discuss the business side of things. I could probably get closer into the UFC than most people just based on my draw as a internet D-celebrity, but you can fast track it by doing a lot of things. So I was talking to Alan Belcher yesterday, and he had a different. He didn't get lucky, but he's born in Mississippi. He worked up through the ranks, but he also spreads himself around. He goes all over the place. He goes to Duke Rufus's gym. He goes out to Eddie Bravo. He goes out to New York. So he gets himself in front of all of, like, you can go to Renzo Gracie's school and probably roll with Renzo Gracie. That's going to help you get closer into the UFC. If you can go down to AMA and get in front of Mike down there, and these guys have people in the UFC, and they have schools that can more easily get you in. Eddie Rowland from Team Endgame. You need somebody that can bridge the gap for you or vouch for you. That's what happens if you see a lot of Ultimate Fighters. The fighters are coming out of the big camps, and when they come out of the big camps, that's kind of like they already got, all right, American Top Team or Rufus Sport or Black House or whatever it is. You already associated yourself with a major name, so it gives you some credibility indicators. I just see that as important because you don't want to be a journeyman for too long, because you're gonna absorb some punishment more than likely. So this really is off topic for most people, but I want to sell tickets for Adam. I want Adam to do well. I want Adam to really pursue this career as far as he'd like. So I know he's doing a tremendous amount of work, pushing it, cutting weight. That's why I can't fight MMA, because I couldn't do the dieting. I can't cut weight like these. He is really, really putting in everything, putting all of his effort into it. So let's support this guy. Let's get out there. Let's do stuff. Adam Q. It's QUE. He's not even on social media, so that is a bit of a problem. But if you email me, I will make sure that we support him. We sponsor him. We get his tickets sold, and we get him into that UFC spot. And he's certainly. I saw Dillashaw. I saw Henan Brow. That's the weight class he'll be fighting in, and I think he would easily be able to take either one of them. As far as cardio, he's got Dillashaw's cardio. He's got the accuracy. Henan Brow. Now he needs to put it all together, and it's got to be right on that night. That will be the ultimate challenge. So this weekend, at the Rahway Rec Center at 7 o'clock, Adam, Babyface, the Punch Doctor, and if you hear me in class talk about Punch Doctor, that's Adam. Punch Doctor Q is throwing down, so support him, guys. That's all I can say. Besides that, we have the Matt David podcast coming out. We're trying to get that intro done. It should be out by Saturday, and you can buy your Michael Andrula merchandise, my kickboxing heavy bag workouts, and people are sometimes confused with that. Basically, it's 4 classes and 12 MP3 classes, and this is for fairly advanced, not moderately to advanced strikers that know the technique but need the structure or need the cadence. Even myself, if I go in and just mess around on the bag like I see so many people do, people that don't have structured classes, they don't work out that hard when they're hitting the bag. Their workouts are 1, 2, 3 jab, take a sip of water, walk around a little bit, do the double M bag for a second. You need to be pushed, and that was the original idea behind having those classes for people with heavy bags at home, people with heavy bags in their basement, people with dumbbells, people at the beach, people on the road. So by getting those workouts, you're also supporting me. So I didn't just have one workout. I give you one workout, and then I basically give everything else as a bonus to you. So you're welcome, I guess. Peace out, guys. Have a fantastic life. Have a fantastic day. Remember, support my man Adam, Punch Doctor. Get him out there. Keep pushing, believing, guys. 2014, you could do a lot with your summer. I thank you, everybody. Even if one person listens to this, no people listen to this, I don't really care. I do it for you. If you ever need anything, you want to hear particular topics you want me to support, your fighters out there, your runners out there, your triathletes, whatever, you just email me and I'll throw a mention on the show, and we keep on moving this along, guys. Have a fantastic day. Later.